mean, listen, LA buries their first two chances. I mean, I guess the one is a free kick that comes from the first chance. But I have to take responsibility for this, because to have a team that's not ready to play from the start and to play a first half like that where we show no life and no commitment and no belief, I have to look carefully at what I'm doing. There's not enough guys that are playing up to their potential and their capabilities. And so, again, that has to fall on my shoulders. So I've got to figure out a way to get this group playing better, playing more to what I know it can, to making things clear for guys, and to challenging everyone to do more. So, it's the worst performance since I've been here at Red Bull at home, for sure. And on that side of things, I'm very disappointed, and I'm going to look directly at myself and figure out how this can get better.
If I can quickly ask, Jesse, I know you thought Tyler was supposed to be here, then go to the under-20s. Did they call him early?
No, well, I mean, this was a discussion, but, the decision was made to let Tyler go. So,
Brian?
Jesse, you gathered the team at midfield.
I challenged them. I challenged them to stick together and to be more like us. At halftime, I told them that I didn't recognize what that was. I didn't recognize. We didn't look like us. That's plain and simple. And that falls on my shoulders, because it's my job to prepare everyone and to make sure that whenever we play, win, lose, or draw, that we are us. So that falls on me, and I've got to figure out selections. I got to figure out who are guys we can count on, and I've got to challenge everyone to now have more self-belief and commitment and understand what it's going to take for us to be the team we want to be. No, I mean, that was to try and inject some life in us. And listen, by no means was Alex like a problem in the first half. It was just trying to figure out a way when we're down 2-0 how to put a couple more attacking pieces on it and trying to get Mike going. So we made the decision before the game that Mike, his maximum was 45 minutes. I didn't think we were going to have to go to that, but we did. And so we've got to find ways to get Mike back to being the kind of player that we know he can be. But that was not premeditated.
Michael?
Jesse, I apologize. I missed the opening
Yeah.
press conference, so if you addressed this already, I apologize. What did you see and what didn't you see from this group?
Well, the main thing, listen, this game, the way we played in the first half had nothing to do with tactics. It had nothing to do with game plan. It had, listen, LA has a good start, but we have an absolutely dreadful start, and then we just the confidence and life in our team was just sucked out of us. And so instead of having a response like, no problem, down 2-0, we've got this, right? It's early. There's plenty to play for. We're at home. We're going to go after this bit by bit, play by play. You just saw shakiness and nervousness and fear. So, again, that falls on my shoulders and my leadership. I've got to find a way to make sure that this group understands exactly who we are and who we need to be at all times. At all times.
Questions?
If I can ask about Sean Davis, it seemed at times he looked a little lost out there. He lost his marker. Was he able to recover from his earlier play?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, this isn't, for me, it's not any one guy, right? I mean, you could go around and say, all right, who put a little more into it, who did okay, who didn't, but listen, we all have to share in this responsibility, and most importantly, me. Most importantly, me. Because I have to make sure that our team represents this organization and our fans with passion and fight and heart every time we step on the field, and that was not what we were.
You got Toronto in 4 or 5 days now. What do you have to do for that one?
Best team in the league, clearly, on a great run. Finally, they'll get some rest. So they'll come in here with a great team. They'll be ready to push the game. They'll flying high. Huge challenge. Huge challenge. See what we're made of. You know, you give the Galaxy credit because they had a shaky performance in the first half, and they responded in that game, and then they come here and respond in a big way. So they learned a lot about themselves. Time for us to learn about ourselves. Time for us to learn what we're made of.
Ryan?
Surprised, you said it was fear, tentativeness, whatever. Was it on both sides of the ball? Was it just on one side? Was it press enough?
All the above. Every facet of the game was affected by the fact that we were afraid.
You guys seem to rely a lot on your home record coming into this and that confidence. Going into your next game against Toronto, do you feel that this is becoming a must-win just to get things back on track?
No. It's definitely not a must-win. I mean, we've already gathered enough points to, feel like the season is all there for us. But what's the bigger challenge is this isn't about points and standings right now. It's about identity. It's about making sure that the belief system of who we are, what we do, that's where we're at right now. And that's what it doesn't make it a crisis, but it certainly has to be a massive, massive learning moment. Massive slap in the face. Massive.
Thank you, Jesse.